All right, the class is now dismissed. Make sure you finish your assignments by Thursday morning and don't forget your homework. You there, you stay exactly where you are, please. Very well. Now it has come to my attention that you have something to do with the recent mischief that's been happening around the school. Quite serious mischief, might I like to add. And today, I intend to get to the bottom of it. Now I know you little brats think that I'm just a mean old teacher, but I can be surprisingly sympathetic when I choose to be. I understand the recent disappearance of our school principal has been a shock to the whole community, but we must move forward together. And what a stroke of luck it has been that our new principal arrived in our little town the very next day. Now I know the new principal might come across as a little eccentric. That's perfectly normal for foreigners in new lands, and he is indeed shaking up the school, but it's all been for the better, and really isn't any excuse for misconduct by anyone, including you. You do know what I'm referring to here, don't you? Very good. Now let's get to the bottom of why you're sitting here now rather than outside playing with your little friends, shall we? You think you're here because of the recent cheating in the mid-semester exams, don't you? Yes, exactly. And we need to get to the bottom of this at once. Cheating is an unacceptable behavior. These exams are not a race to the top of the scoreboard, nor are they an opportunity to, excuse my language, slack off and copy from the classmate sitting next to you. Wouldn't you agree? Overwhelmed by a sense of guilt, coming to your senses that cheating really isn't a long-term investment in your future. Well, I never. Now, Mr. Hardy, who was invigilating that exam from the front of the class, said he saw you whispering to your neighbors. Whispering? About what, I'd like to know? You two were either jabbering away about your weekend plans, perhaps, or maybe jabbering about the exam questions, am I right? Admitting that you sat there in the exam and started conferring with your fellow classmates about the answers. This is the most audacious thing I've heard all semester. At least you're coming clean with the truth. Now rattle that little brain of yours and tell me exactly what happened.
You at the back, face forward. Don't make me tell you again.
Please help me. Hey, you. Hey, you. Look over here. Hey. Look, I'm really sorry about this, but I just have no clue what the answer to these questions
Right,
are.
you at the back, you're disqualified. Gather your things and get out.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Had some time to think it over, some time to really think through what exactly one gains from cheating in an exam. Now this can go one of two ways, a ticket to see the principal or detention with me. So then, ready to confess, ready to let the proverbial cat out of the bag, yes or no? Very good, very good. So then, I have to admit the exam was a little odd to say the least. The principal seemed very insistent on the idea of providing the exam questions himself, and some of the teachers are, shall we say, still fact-checking some of the rather specific questions. However, that is really no excuse for cheating. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty of exactly what happened in the exam hall. You were sat at the front of the class near Mr. Hardy, weren't you? No, exactly, you weren't. You weren't at all. You snuck to the back of the class to sit this exam. Very suspicious. I need to understand who were the culprits in this matter. These things are always a team effort. Who were you sat with? Was it Jonathan? That boy who always wears red? Was he sitting to your left? No, he wasn't. Jonathan was at the front of the class so Mr. Hardy could keep an eye on him. That boy isn't the brightest button. One might say the hamster wheel's turning, but the hamster's dead. Now, how many empty desks were in the exam hall? There were 2, weren't there? Yes, that's correct. There were 2 people missing that day. Claire is still dealing with her head lice infestation, and Paul somehow got lost on the school roof. We've yet to find him. If you know where he is, do let us know. Oh, there seems to be an announcement from the principal. Hush now, let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, children. Hello, this is your principal speaking. Now, we all know a balanced diet is good for the health. A little bit of vegetable here and there, they say. A little bit of green, perhaps. Well, nothing wrong with green. Who knows? Maybe if we all eat our vegetables, our skin would turn green. A little bit of green in the skin? Well, nothing wrong with that, I say. Well, children, I must be away, so wishing you a good day at school.
Well, that was a little strange. Seems like the principal is quite fond of green. He did indeed highlight the importance of a balanced diet, and that's what we'll be taking away from that message. The principal does know what's best after all, and the last thing you want to do is get him all excited. Anyway, back to the point at hand. I'm going to take a wild guess here and say it was Pip, that eccentric hairdo boy who was cheating with you, wasn't it? Yes, thankfully you're owning up to the truth now. Pip has already confessed his guilt, and we have him mopping down the locker room toilets as punishment as we speak. Well, we've pieced this little puzzle together, and you, my child, are in deep trouble. I've only got one more question for you. Mr. Hardy said somehow you knew the answer to question 4. Is it really 52? Ah, no, I remember now. It's 42. Remarkable. I don't think I'm ever going to fully understand our principal. He does work in mysterious ways, wise but mysterious ways. And you've earned a one-way ticket to see him in his office.